Hey, what's up, y'all? We're gonna continue in the Great Book of Genesis. Great Book of Genesis. We on chapter 30. So we see from chapter 29 what we got. We have Leah, who uh, who Jacob got tricked into marrying, and she produced for Jacob um, Reuben, firstborn, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. I did some more did some more research on uh, Reuben, and I don't know, man. Seems to be something that when we get further on the Bible, I guess we can kind of put two and two together. But for now, the way the Israelites see it, they say that Reuben is the Seminole Indians and Gad is the Native Americans. So, we'll see. All right, so chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister, envious, and said unto Jacob, Give me children, or else I die. Same way Sarah was with Abraham. You're pretty, but you can't produce any children, so, your husband loves you more, but they're just popping them out. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, Am I in the Most High stead? Who have withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? Have I stopped you from getting, I got seed. My seed seems to be working. You know what I'm saying? Leah done popped out 4. You ain't popped out any, so it ain't on me. It's like the Most High's closed your womb. I can't close your womb. And she said, Behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. So now we have Jacob going into Bilhah. Kind of the same thing that Sarah did with Abraham when Sarah told Abraham to go into Hagar. All right. And she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife. So she isn't a handmaid anymore. Now she is wife. And Jacob went in unto her. He had sex with her. And Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, The Almighty have judged me, and have also heard my voice, and have given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. So Jacob plus Bilhah produced Dan, 5th in line. Now something's up with Dan, because we see in I think Revelation that Dan has no inheritance in the tribes of Israel. So something's up with that. All right. And Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son. And Rachel said, With great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali, which means wrestlings. So Bilhah has had Dan and Naphtali. And I don't know what these maids, I don't know if they was Hebrew maid servants, Bilhah and what was Leah's handmaid name? Zilpah. I don't know if they were Hebrew maid servants. I don't know if they was Egyptian maid servants. I don't know. I gotta go back and look at that. But anyway, these are the maid servants of them. All right. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, okay. Oh, okay. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah. Oh man, they are warring. These women are going at it. All right, so she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, A troop cometh. And she called his name Gad. It's Gadites. Interesting that Zilpah, Gad, and Reuben came One came from Zilpah and Leah. One came Reuben. Interesting. And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a second son. And Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed. And she called his name Asher, that is happy. Asher. And Reuben went in the days of wheat and harvest and found mandrakes, which is kind of a aphrodisiac, I believe, in the field, and brought them unto his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, give me, I pray thee, of thy son's mandrakes. Because remember, Rachel still hasn't produced any kids, right? And she said unto her, is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also? And Rachel said, therefore he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him, and said, thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. So she wanted some, boy. She wanted some. She wanted to produce another kid. And she got these mandrakes, and it was on. And the Most High hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob the fifth son. Man, look at that's what. Think of what that must do to the psyche of Rachel. And Leah said, the Almighty have given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. So I can kind of see where Issachar and Reuben, you can kind of see that a little bit. Interesting. And Leah conceived again and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, the Almighty have endued with me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulon. So I can kind of see what is Reuben, Issachar, and Zebulon will go together. I can kind of see that. And afterwards she bare a daughter and called her name Dinah. Goodness. And the Most High remembered Rachel, and God hearkened to her and opened her womb. So he finally opens Rachel's womb. And she conceived and bare a son, and said, the Almighty have taken away my reproach. And she called his name Joseph. The handsome, handsome Joseph. The handsome, handsome Joseph. Okay. All right. So we know Rachel was beautiful. So that's why Joseph was so handsome. Gotcha. All right. And said, Yah shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go into my own place, into my country. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 tribes of Israel right there. And Dinah being their daughter. But we have the 12 tribes from Leah, Bilhah, Zilpah, and Rachel. Rachel only produced one. I think she actually produced another one in her old age. All right, let's continue. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go into my own place, into my own country. Give me my wives and my children, for whom I have served thee, and let me go. For thou knowest my service which I have done thee. You know my work I done put in. I done put in work for you. Time for me to go, yo. And Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thine eyes, tarry. For I have learned by experience that Yah have blessed me for thy sake. Yeah, you want him to stay around. You wanted to trick him at first, but everything happens for a reason. He got 12 kids out of this. So, and he said, appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. And he said unto him, Thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me. For it was little which thou hast before I came, and it is now increased unto a multitude. And Yah hath blessed thee since my coming. And now, when shall I provide for my own house also? I want to provide for my own. I don't want to stay with you forever, Unc. I don't want to deal with you, Uncle, all the time, man. I got a family here. I got 4 women I gotta take care of, and I got 12 kids I need to take care of. Really 13 because Dinah right here. And he said, What shall I give thee? And Jacob said, Thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all thy flock today, removing from this all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come from my hire before thy face. Every one that is not speckled and spotted among the goats, and brown amongst the sheep, that shall be counted stolen with me. All right, so Jacob's gonna even take all the speckled and spotted ones, man. He said, Laban, you can keep the ones that ain't speckled and spotted. And Laban said, Behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he removed that day the he goats that were ringed straight and spotted, and all the she goats that were speckled and spotted, and every one that had some white in it, and all the brown amongst the sheep, and gave them to the hand of his sons. And he set 3 days' journey betwixt himself and Jacob. And Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flocks. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar and of the hassel and chestnut tree, and peeled white strakes in them, and made the white appear which was in the rods. And he set the rods which he had peeled before the flocks in the gutters and the watering troughs, when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle ringed straight, speckled and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs, and set the faces of the flocks toward the ring straight, and all the brown in the flock of Laban. And he put his own flocks by themselves, and put them not unto Laban's cattle, separating them. And it came to pass, whensoever the stronger cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. And the man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservants, and men servants, and camels, and asses. So through all the stuff that his uncle put him through, he's going to come out of there even stronger than what he came. Well, he didn't come with anything, because remember, Eleazar, Esau's son, stole everything from him. So he's going to come out of this much stronger, with maidservants, men servants, 4 wives, 12 sons and a daughter. Pretty cool. All right, so let's go here. And for those of you who aren't Hebrews, or those who just want to follow with the Bible here, let's see here. Let's go here and see how Israelites lay down the foundations of being an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here. All right. There we go. All right. Give you the 12 tribe of Israel chart and show you how Israelites said it. All right. So you can do your own research on it. Okay. This is the breakdown of how the Israelites break it down. Hold on here. All right, this might be it. Surely I got a better picture than this. Jeez. All right. All right, so let's break it down from the beginning. So we got Reuben, and I told you that they named Reuben the Seminole Indians, right? So write that down. How the Israelites break it down. Reuben is the Seminole Indians, right? Simeon would be the Dominicans. I already told you that. Levi would be the Haitians. And Judah would be African Americans or Negroes. Not the Africans, but these are the Negroes that came over in the boats. All right, so that's Jacob and Leah, their first batch of kids. Now we come Jacob and Bilhah, and they had Dan, which has no inheritance, so I don't know what they are. Naphtali, which is, Israelites say they're the Argentinians, people in Argentina, not those conquistadors that came over there and conquered South America, but the original. So they're the Argentinians all the way down to the Chileans. All right, so that's Naphtali. That's Jacob and Bilhah. They had two sons, but only one has one inheritance, and that's Naphtali. Dan is counted out. All right, Jacob and Zilpah. They had Gad, which is what Israelites call the North American Indians. And they also had Asher, which is in South America, Colombia to Uruguay. People with color, not the conquistadors that came over and conquered them, but the people that was the original people that came over here. So that is Zilpah. And all right, now we go to Leah again. She had Issachar, and Israelites call these the Mexicans. Now I have Israelite groups that say that that's these can be broken down like that. All the Israelites are black. I can see their point of view, but as we get into it, we're going to see why why this chart is broke down like that. Once we get to I think it's Genesis chapter 49, I think gives you the breakdown of how they came about with this chart. All right, we got Zebulon is the Guatemalans to the Panamanians. So you got Guatemala to the Panamanians. And then you have Joseph, who they consider, which is Ephraim and Manasseh, because Joseph breaks up into two groups. He breaks up into Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim being the Puerto Ricans. Yeah, Ephraim being the Puerto Ricans. And Manasseh being the Cubans. So as you look at this chart, man, we got Jacob, you got Leah and Rachel here, they quarreling over this man, all these, he really has 4 wives, and the handmaid of Leah was Zilpah. The handmaid for Rachel was Bilhah. All right, so the good-looking one, Rachel, she produced the most handsome son out of all of them. She produced Joseph. And we know that he was the most handsome son because it tells us in the Bible that he was very, very handsome. You know, women looked at him, they started cutting their hands and stuff. We read that in Jasher, but we know Joseph looked good. Made it with Jacob, so they produced Ephraim, and they produced the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans. It's interesting right there, because you know, I don't know if you ever been to Puerto Rico or Cuba, but you know, I think they have some similarities, even though it tells about the Puerto Ricans being like a half baked or something like that. I forgot. Now we go to Issachar, it's Mexicans. It means he is for hire, and I can see how they got that, man. How the Mexicans work. You know, they love to break siestas and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not going to go into all of it. You know, when we get to Genesis 49, I'll give you the breakdown of it. But this is how, you know, the 12 tribes, how they break the 12 tribes down right here. All right. All right. This is your boy, Yah's Chosen One. This is very important, though. Very important to see. Because as you get in 2nd Esdras, you see that, I mean, when the kingdom breaks into two, it breaks into Judah, into the northern tribe and southern tribe. That's going to be, I think it's Judah and Benjamin, and then everybody else came over here via boat. I mean, by a journey that they took over here, not as slaves, but by boat, as you're gonna see in Esdras. All right, interesting stuff, man. So Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulon, and Joseph all came over here prior to Judah and Benjamin, which actually it makes sense. All right, out of time. Peace.